sitting there while the baby was being made and did nothing. You did nothing. You watched her. You watched her because you were scared she was in control of the money. I wouldn't have gave about that money. I'd have snatched her up and took her to home and made sure she at least got the mental help and counseling that she needed during her pregnancy so that she wouldn't have to regret it for the rest of.
It seems like Chrisean Rock is finally admitting that her son's health isn't doing well. However, instead of accepting accountability for her role, she is directly accusing Blueface. After her and Junior's medical records were made public, indicating possible health issues with her alleged billion-dollar baby, she stopped ignoring the harsh criticism of her parenting. Instead of taking accountability, Chrisean made even more ludicrous claims on the internet, accusing Blueface of touching her again while she was pregnant. The internet is going crazy with these shocking claims. Chrisean is now accusing the attack of causing her son's health problems and blaming her for remaining after the violence ceased. She isn't getting away with it online, though. While others were begging her to safeguard the unborn child, she was out here blowing smoke that could kill him and putting alcohol into her system. She ignored every warning indication during her pregnancy. She says that Blueface assaulted her when she was 7 months pregnant and threatened to bleed your stomach if you tried to get up. And she is now back on the internet, blaming him for her child's ailment. I'm going to kill this infant. It's a terrible accusation. You're going to be bleeding for a month in a schoolyard, Chrisean claimed when Blueface hit her with a car while she was pregnant. She went all out in her interview with DJ Academics, tying Blueface's claimed assault to her baby's health problems. The situation intensified when Blueface's own mother, Chrisean Rock, voiced her thoughts. Here he is sitting there just doing the time like it was his problem and his fault, not complaining, she added, expressing her rage. And now we're attempting to burden him with even more.
A lot to do with a lot of things. But me not leaving and just staying away, that's...
Chrisean defended her son by pointing out that Blueface already had 2 successful kids. She blames the baby's sickness on her reckless choices and insane lifestyle, believing Chrisean to be the real attacker. Family members and medical experts expressed worries, but Chrisean maintained her child was well despite the warning signs. But after those medical data were released to the public, her story swiftly took a different turn. She is now saying that Blueface is to blame for everything because he abused her while she was pregnant. During a turbulent pregnancy, Chrisean's child's publicity started even before the kid was born. Her many gatherings, her turbulent, sporadic relationship with Blueface, and her negative interactions with his family were all happening in public. The story really took off in 2023 when she shocked everyone by announcing she was pregnant, posting many positive test results on Instagram and letting the drama play out in front of millions of people. He questioned whether the infant was really his and angrily denied it. He made it clear that they were no longer together when Christine implied that Blueface was the father. He even accused her of having affairs while doing so, saying that only a DNA test could prove the truth. The scenario only became wilder when Chrisean Rock, Blueface's mother, joined the fray. When Chrisean said she was pregnant, she boldly said she was not pregnant at all. For allowing such an exercise, that man's license would be canceled. One of the most controversial storylines throughout Chrisean's pregnancy was the paternity dispute. As her pregnancy went on, Chrisean's substance addiction became a hot topic on the internet, as her irate comments heightened suspicions even further. Many people pleaded with her to quit, but she ignored all the warnings. When she was smoking a joint, had a heavy stomach, and all that, DJ Academics even sent her a FaceTime.
I was in the corner of the bed, he was beating my body, and then he like, if you move, your stomach gonna bleed. I'm gonna kill this baby, you're gonna be bleeding for a month. Or schoolyard crib. You're not a crib. That's not crib. Having sex with your homies, the guy that puts you on your road manager, road dog, the first one you call, baby mama, that's not crib.
The scenario became even more tumultuous when Blueface's mother, Chrisean Rock, called out Chrisean's sister Tan and her gang on Instagram Live. She accused them of observing and condoning Chrisean's continuing drug use during her pregnancy, saying they kept quiet out of fear and because they were more interested in her maintaining the money than in her health. Without holding back, Carissa said that if she had been in their shoes, she would have stepped in immediately to make sure Chrisean got the help she needed. Despite repeated warnings from loved ones and admirers, Chrisean continued to use narcotics while pregnant. The unrest also grew worse when Blueface was jailed for breaking his probation soon after Little Junior's arrival. But everyone was taken aback by Christian's choice to have a huge Blueface face tattoo. This is not the first time she has eliminated one.
Say this nicely. Chrisean need to go sit down somewhere, and she need to get this baby some help. She need to get herself some help. She need to stop engaging with all this internet shit and beef and all this shit and keep back and forth with that boy lying and playing on y'all mind. Cause she ain't never played on mine. I don't pay her no attention. I already know she fucked up in the head. But it's making me mad that this baby can't get down and walk.
It was an audacious approach, but it didn't work out. For it, she faced harsh backlash from fans. Thousands of people started unfollowing her on social media in protest of her seemingly deadly decisions. One of the most outspoken critics of Croatian has been Tia Kemp, who never minces words. The two have had multiple online messaging exchanges. This time, Tia came to celebrate Chrisean's birth and gave her advice on how to raise her child instead of focusing on her infatuation with Blueface. She made fun of Chrisean by remarking, "I thought I liked you when you had that little big-faced baby looking like Charles Barkley. And, Christian, you spent 2 years running around beating everyone. Go, Rocky, and become a pebble off the Flintstones. Take Mr. Purpleface with you and enroll that baby in daycare so we can learn to crawl. We are searching for significant events. What are you doing? He should have a bottle with him by now." Tia didn't stop there either. Her worries about Sion Jr.'s development has recently increased when she has questioned why he hasn't started to walk or run.
Bro, stop speaking on me. Go back to clapping those saggy of yours. Just go back to mother, bro. You feel me? All you gotta do is, man, encourage the next mother, pray for the next mother, be there for the next mother. Passing judgment, trying to be funny, like I don't got feelings. You already did this before, auntie.
Ash was determined not to miss Tia Kemp's shot. She reacted to Tia's recent comments, which many fans felt sounded less like genuine concern and more like public shaming. Chrisean lost her temper and told Tia that it would have been better to have a private phone call instead of talking about her life online. She even retaliated, "Go get your son off the streets." But the drama continued. After months of denials, Chrisean Jr.'s compromised medical records surfaced online, confirming the worries that many had voiced since the start of her pregnancy. By suggesting that Sean's substance use throughout her pregnancy may have been directly responsible for the child's poor health, the allegations sparked even greater outrage on social media. The released medical records revealed exactly what many had feared, along with a number of other serious health issues. Fetal alcohol syndrome symptoms
system, and for you weirdos that say I be lying, the only people who lied was her siblings and her friends and associates. Didn't they say the baby was healthy? Charity Ben told you guys his vision was messed up.
Chris Jr.'s sickness was reportedly made worse by a challenging pregnancy without proper prenatal treatment and dangerous cocaine and medication exposure. The details painted a dismal picture of Chrisean's choices at such a pivotal point. And even though her child is coping with these challenging problems and her fans are continuously criticizing her parenting, Chrisean hasn't altered her behavior. Recently, she was even captured on camera carrying her toddler inside a smoking establishment, which instantly prompted a barrage of online criticism. Individuals couldn't believe what they were seeing. Following the smoke shop incident, fans were continuously condemning Crowan, which only made the uproar worse. Some demanded, "Why isn't CPS involved? I'm terribly sorry for this infant." Others chastised her for simply going into a tobacco store with her son, saying she should hire a nanny or rely on family instead of taking him everywhere she goes. One admirer even went so far as to reprimand the staff of the tobacco store directly for allowing a child there in the first place. In the middle of the scandal, Chrisean tried to defend herself by stating that she was temporarily preventing her kid from using the internet. In an interview for the Danza Project, she said, "He's fantastic," dismissing the criticism. "He's growing." I've been purposefully preventing him from using the internet. Her comments did not, however, quell the outcry because there was so much evidence that pointed to a different picture. Since Chrisean revealed those assault allegations against Blueface in June 2025, describing the anguish and fear she alleges she endured during her pregnancy, the topic has been the talk of the internet. Due to his ongoing detention, Blueface has not yet answered. That hasn't even slowed down the drama, though. The public is fascinated by this tumultuous story, despite the fact that Chrisean's most recent defense isn't proceeding as planned. The harsh questions posed by supporters include, so now she's blaming him for the baby's condition instead of showing sympathy. All of this was known before, others reminded her. You told the world about Law before you gave birth. You even said that you wanted to shoot a car when Jalen and Blue were inside, honey. This has been going on for around 4 years. When is it going to end? Even a frigid synopsis of it was provided by one enthusiast. Even if he did all this, she would. Just run back to him. Chrisean Rock never seems to take ownership, even when it comes to her own family. For months, she denied her child's health issues, but the stolen medical records showed otherwise. Instead of addressing the truth, though, she is now claiming that Blueface mistreated her during her pregnancy, which is why her child is struggling. This is the exact reason she keeps shifting the topic anytime her son's health is a problem, as well as the fact that she still has a large tattoo of his face all over her body. She also denies that she was a negligent pregnant woman and an unreliable parent. Given that she was kicked out of Blueface's home and he recently got out of jail, these fresh allegations could further strain their already strained relationship. How do you feel about